Right then, day 2 of becoming a better person than I was yesterday. So we're going to be reading Atomic Habits again. This book's great. I recommend it for anyone that hasn't already read it. It's really changing my life. So just want to say again, I'm doing this series to get better with communication, be more confident talking to the camera, and just make sure I'm getting my habits in every day. And reading a book has become a big central habit to this for me. So I thought talking to the camera, reading it to the camera might not only keep it up for me, improve my skills talking to the camera, but also you might be inspired to do the same. Start your journey, read books. It's the best form of learning. You can be consistent with it every day. You learn something new every single day. So just wanted to start by showing one of the pages that's really inspired me to do this in Atomic Habits. James Clear writes that if you become 1% better every day, then by the end of a year, you'll be 38 times better than you were at the start. So it's got a graph, shows that exponentially you grow every day if you commit. So yeah, just try and get 1% better every day and it'll really benefit your life. So we're at page 143. Yesterday we talked about the difference between motion and action. Motion is a lot of preparation and a lot of thinking about doing something, but not actually taking action and getting to do it. And it talks about the fact that preparation can become procrastination at a certain point. So take action, put yourself out there, whether it's online, whether it's doing a habit, whether it's just putting yourself in a situation that you can grow, even if it means becoming uncomfortable. For example, now for me, putting myself out of my comfort zone to record myself, post it to YouTube, and hopefully improve me. So, how long does it actually take to form a new habit? Habit formation is a process by which a behavior becomes progressively more automatic through repetition. The more you repeat an activity, the more the structure of your brain changes to become efficient at that activity. Neuroscientists call this long-term potentiation, which refers to the strengthening of connections between neurons in the brain based on recent patterns of activity. With each repetition, cell-to-cell signaling improves and the neural connections tighten. First described by neuropsychologist Donald Hebb in 1949, this phenomenon is commonly known as Hebb's law. Neurons that fire together wire together. Repeating a habit leads to clear physical changes in the brain. In musicians, the cerebellum, cerebellum, I don't know, critical for physical movements like plucking a guitar string or pulling a violin bow, is larger than it is in non-musicians. See, you can tell it's day 2. Mathematicians, meanwhile, have increased grey matter in the inferior parietal lobule. Picked the right chapter to read today, which plays a key role in computation and calculation. Its size is directly correlated with the amount of time spent in the field. The older and more experienced a mathematician, the greater the increase in grey matter. When scientists analysed the brain of taxi drivers in London, they found that the hippocampus, a region of the brain involved in spatial memory, was significantly larger in subjects than in non-taxi drivers. Even more fascinating, the hippocampus decreased in size when the driver retired. Like the muscles of the body responding to regular weight training, particular regions of the brain adapt as they are used and atrophy as they are abandoned. Of course, the importance of repetition in establishing habits was recognised long before neuroscientists began poking around. In 1860, the English philosopher George H. Lewes noted, in learning to speak a new language, to play a musical instrument, or to perform unaccustomed movements, great difficulty is felt, because the channels through which each sensation has to pass have not become established. But no sooner has frequent repetition cut a pathway than this difficulty vanishes. The actions become so automatic that they can be performed while the mind is otherwise engaged. Both common sense and scientific evidence agree. Repetition is a form of change. Each time you repeat an action, you're activating a particular neural circuit associated with that habit. This means that simply putting in your reps is one of the most critical steps you can take to encode in a new habit. It is why students who took tons of photos improved their skills, while those who merely theorized about perfect photos did not. One group engaged in active practice, the other in passive learning. One in action, the other in motion, as I said. So take action, do things, and progressively you'll get better at them. Throw yourself into the situation and you'll improve. If you just study something, you're never in action with it, and you're never going to improve. You'll know everything about it, but you don't know the actual experience of being in there, being in the situation. All habits follow a similar trajectory, from effortful practice to automatic behaviour, a process known as automaticity. Automaticity is the ability to perform a behaviour without thinking about each step, which occurs when the non-conscious mind takes over. On the following page, you'll see what it looks like when researchers track the level of automaticity for an actual habit like walking for 10 minutes each day. The shape of these charts, which scientists call learning curves, reveals an important truth about behaviour change. Habits form based on frequency, not time. One of the most common questions I hear is, how long does it take to build a new habit? But what people really should be asking is, how many does it take to form a new habit? That is, how many repetitions are required to make a habit automatic. There is nothing magical about time passing with regard to habit formation. It doesn't matter if it's been 21 days, or 30 days, or 300 days. What matters is the rate at which you perform the behaviour. You could do something twice in 30 days, or 200 times. It's the frequency that makes a difference. Your current habits have been internalized over the course of hundreds, if not thousands of repetitions. New habits require the same level of frequency. You need to string together enough successful attempts until the behaviour is firmly embedded in your mind and you cross the habit line. In practice, it doesn't really matter how long it takes for a habit to become automatic. What matters is that you take the actions you need to make progress. Whether an action is fully automatic is less of an importance. To build a habit, you need to practice it. And the most effective way to make practice happen is to adhere to the third law of behaviour change: make it easy. The chapters that follow will show you how to do exactly that. So, I think the two key messages from these couple of pages that we've read are that take action. Once you put yourself into a scenario and actually get doing the thing is when you learn the most. So, for example, me posting on YouTube, I could learn everything about posting, all the cues, how to talk fluidly, how eye contact helps, everything about videoing, how to look good for the camera, engage people. I can know everything about it, but without actually implementing it and doing it, I'm never going to improve. Every day that I do video and I talk to the camera is me improving at talking to the camera. I could learn everything about it possible, but still wouldn't be at the level I want to be without actually doing it every day. And that leads on to the second point, it's frequency. You've got to be frequent with it, you've got to be consistent. I heard a good point from James actually earlier in the book that said, never take 2 days off of a habit. So if some commitment comes up, you have to do something that makes you not be able to do the habit for a day, never miss the next day, because once you miss 2 days, then you start slacking off. So be consistent. Never miss. If you miss one day, always get back to it the next day. Like it says in this chapter, frequency is so important. You need to keep doing it and keep doing it for it to become automatic, for the habit to be embedded, and for you to actually improve at it. So that was today's chapter. I hope it's given you something useful. Let me know if there's any feedback you have, anything that I can improve, because I'm still a beginner at this. So let me know. Thank you for listening. Peace.